Joe from JLD Travels, coming back with a new video today. And Filipina Pea brought out a new video, and it's on a quite interesting subject, shall we say, dealing with the passport bros and how a lot of Western women that are either jealous or whatever it is, for some reason are attacking Filipinas specifically, and ladies from other countries trying to make up that they're third world countries and they can't speak English and they're uneducated and they're all really, really poor and all this sort of absolute nonsense. And as she normally does, she normally gives a very great opinion of herself and the whole situation of this movement and everything else. So we're going to jump right in and see what she's got to say.
Hi folks, the Filipina Pea here. And several months ago, I did a video about the way some Western women were attacking and insulting men who realized the relationship game in their home countries had become totally unwinnable, causing them to look for partners in other lands. This group of men, known as the Passport Bros, have recently become the talk of the town, whether it's to degrade them or to sympathize with their mission. In my video, I wasn't nasty to the women at all, and I used humor to poke holes in their objections. But the reaction was swift and brutal, and it looks like I might have had a hand in accidentally starting an international war between Western women and us Asian women. For several months now, the accusations and insults have been flying fast and furious back and forth across the Pacific, with other Filipinas getting into the action in social media. The topic has become so hot, in fact, that just last week, I was asked for an interview by one of the largest TV networks in the Philippines. But so far, I've remained silent until now. It's one thing to attack your own men, the ones who've chosen to leave. Of course you have the right to your opinions, just as I have the right to respond with my own. But when you go insulting us Filipinas, then your accusations warrant a response. And here's my response. Let's dive right in. First, let's deal with your claim that we Filipinas are somehow lacking in language skills.
Colombia, yes. The Philippines, Thailand, like women that can speak very little English.
I just have one question. When was the last time you went to the Philippines? Or have you been to the Philippines? Have you also spoken to actual people from the Philippines in terms of speaking the English language? You gotta really check on what is current. I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
And you say we're not very good with read and write and arithmetic neither.
Women that don't have education.
Excuse me? For your information, we have stricter education and school system than the United States. So actually, Filipinos are multilingual. English is our second language, and we speak 150 dialects in my country. We have English subject from nursery till college. That's always part of our curriculum. It's not foreign women's fault if American men fall for them instead of you. You must understand, like us Filipino, we are naturally sweet. We are naturally like that. Okay? And that's what they like about us, because we are just sweet, understanding, caring. Yeah. It's not because we are submissive. We're not submissive. You ask my husband that, he will tell you I'm not submissive.
So when you say those things about us Filipinas, how do you think that makes us feel?
Don't tell us that we are uneducated. I've been able to take care of my family. I became a breadwinner at the same time, a homemaker. But I am as educated as you are. I graduated cum laude and I am a teacher. And so it hurt me a lot when you're saying that people in Asia are uneducated, they are submissive. In fact, I am as empowered as you are.
You tell him, sister. And now we get to the videos that managed to attack the Passport Bros while insulting us Filipinas too.
When you go find a wife in the Philippines or Thailand or Eastern Europe or wherever these places are that are overseas, I'm assuming you mean they're more biddable, that they're less outspoken, they don't demand anything of you, that they're just happy to be rescued from their poverty-stricken life of no opportunity, and in return, all they have to do is subject themselves to your advances. I do wonder at your motivation for why you want to go overseas to find a partner. Is it because you prefer your woman without opinions, unable to fight back, and vulnerable?
looked in a
Yeah,
mirror
you got me.
recently because,
I'm
like,
one
my
of those
funny, doing like
overseas
the
women who
yeah,
doesn't
you know
have
what I
an
mean? That.
opinion in my little head. And I'll
It's
put up with your advances if only you'll rescue me from my life of
Filipino women. I
poverty.
just don't know.
Please,
Women on
sir, I want some
These
more.
passport
Oh my
predators
god!
are
I'm
the
gonna have
bottom
to
of the
go
barrel.
back to that
And the
little bit
reason they're
because
going
like that threw me
overseas to get
completely off guard because I was
Rescue
not
me from my
expecting
life
that.
of poverty. Please, sir, I want some
It's
more.
like Victorian
these
England.
passport predators are the bottom of the
Passport
barrel.
predators.
And
Oh
the
my
reason
god!
they're
You're
going
oh
overseas
my
to get
days.
women is because we
What
don't
drugs
want
have they
them.
been taking?
And they
Then?
know if they go overseas, they're more likely to find a woman who will do whatever it takes to secure a better life for her family. Trust me, we don't want them, and we appreciate
So
you
why
guys
if they
taking out
want
the
them?
trash
Why are
for
you
us.
ranting about them going
You're welcome,
away?
lady, no
They
problem.
like
But what
that
is a
argument
problem
makes
is
no
that you're
logical
implying that we
sense
sell
in any way,
ourselves to
shape,
do
or
whatever
form.
it
So I've heard
takes
of
to
it.
be with a man that disgusts
Please get
us.
cut.
Are you calling us what I
Oh
think
my
you're calling
days.
us?
Passport pros are people who specifically go from country to country to country trying to find women, exotic flavors, to dabble in, right? Passport
Oh my
bros are
god, you've
like,
seen the state
oh
of that.
man, I can't
I know
find
I'm
any
not the
good
most
women in the
good-looking
States,
person on
so
YouTube,
I'm gonna
but
have to
one
go somewhere
god.
else in the world. Like women are
That's why I
inherently
like to get
different
up.
in
This is this
every
crazy
other
cat
country.
lady me.
It really starts becoming weird
Oh
when
my
you go
god.
to third world countries or countries that are not as advanced as ours. And a lot of these women are desperate, so they're going to take you up on that
Where
offer,
have you got
right?
that
They
information
want someone
from?
who is going to be submissive to them. And what better way to
Oh
find
my
someone who's
god.
submissive to them than to find a woman who is at your beck and call? Because, you know, the only reason she's in the United States is because of you. Sounds to me like a lot of control issue, right? And
Good
to be
luck is
honest,
still
ladies,
about
these aren't
control.
the type of men that we
You're
want
like an
anyway,
absolute
right?
moron.
These men want a woman that they can control, and because
No,
they
they want
can't
a loyal
find it
woman
here
who's
in
not going to
America
root them
because
for every penny that
it's
they
frowned
find on
upon
earn
to like
themselves.
own a human. Here, they go to other places in the
Oh
world
my
where they
god,
can
you get
legally own a
irritated.
human.
And you wonder
Well,
why
I
you
thought
don't
I'd
want
heard it
intimate with
all,
boys.
but I just found out that the Philippines has legalized slavery. I wonder how much I could get if I put on a little makeup. And once again,
Oh my
Filipinos are
god.
depicted as desperate, submissive, and
You
at a man's
never
beck and
heard that
call.
there is
Do you
like
have
a
any
cat that
clue
can't
how
dance and then
insulting
they
that
just
is?
play
But at least you
pantomime.
consider us adults, unlike these next
Oh
women.
my god.
Clearly, underage girls.
Do y'all realize when y'all make comments on videos like how women are just jealous when we're talking about minors, meaning children, that y'all are basically telling the world what you've done or want to do? Mostly, I'm pretty sure a lot of you did. This is why I tell everybody a man will do what he do to your 13-year-old or a 13-year-old if he know he can get away with it. Why would you think a woman would be jealous of a child? You stupid, nasty fool.
So now a passport bro is somehow a pedophile who's just looking to do what he do with a 13-year-old. Well, I don't know why you think we're underage, but we can't exactly help the fact that we look a lot younger than you think we should. And apparently, you're not alone.
This whole passport bros movement is evidence to me that in the end, the trash usually takes itself out. Like the creepiest, strangest, and most annoying of men are deciding to leave the country and pursue children in developing countries instead of bothering us. And I'm not mad at it, but I think it's funny that they think we're mad about it. Go ahead, get your passport and leave too, because clearly nobody in America wants you.
Okay, it's bad enough that you call the passport bros creepy, annoying, and strange. But the fact that you aren't even bothered if they pursue children says a lot about your priorities. And thanks for implying that men can just come over here and hang around with children. You may not know this, but the Philippines takes that kind of thing very seriously. If a man is even seen with an underage child, he's immediately reported and investigated. Oh, wait a sec. I forgot. We're too uneducated and submissive to say anything about it. Carry on.
Passport bros are real and saying they're going to other countries to find more submissive women. No.
which means they are strategically picking countries that are stereotyped for having very relaxed, if any, rules around these two things. So they're going to other countries not to find submissive wives, but to find women and girls that they...
If you realise, like, how much
Sure, lady,
really
there are
you're
no
gonna be
laws
in
about
if you
domestic
get caught with
violence
anything
here.
like
Our
that,
husbands can beat us
and
all they
being
want.
someone that's
And we're
not a
so
national to the
submissive
Philippines,
and
as in
desperate that
Iceland,
all we can say
you
is,
clearly haven't
please,
seen the
sir,
whole thing
I
with
want
that.
some more. So the implication is that men
German
come
blogger
here for the
got
purpose
himself in
of
a deep
targeting women and
in Jordan.
girls. There's that
So he
pedo
sat
thing
with
again.
a
Just
couple
so
of
they can
Italian
physically
women,
abuse
and the
us.
guy ended
Do
up
you have
being
any
arrested.
evidence of that?
He found
Or does
prison.
it just feel so
So
good
yeah,
to say it?
you're
But what
so
about the claim that it's all
misinformed,
about
it's not even
money?
funny.
I literally have all the money in the world but cannot find a man. I've been in that struggle. And I've thought to myself, should I go to another country to find a man? Should I go to a different place? Is it just New York City? Should I go to a different part of the country? Like, where can I find this man for me? What is very different about me, though, and in my situation that distinguishes me from a passport bro, is that A, I have a lot of money. So I'm not going to Thailand to prey on young boys who have no money. I'm not saying, oh, let me go to some developing country, somebody who's not privileged, and prey upon their young boys. Like, I'm not doing that. When I thought about traveling to different places, I thought about going to luxury spots, like going to nice places and meeting people at a similar socioeconomic status, similar situation, people that are doing well, people that can understand what it's like to date a woman with means. I think that is why there is such a disdain, and certainly I feel this, a disdain towards passport bros, is because they're not playing on an even playing field. They're not saying, oh, let me go to San Diego and go to like the nicest, country clubs and let me go and meet somebody. No. These people are saying, wow, people here don't respect me because I'm literally not doing well, and I have to go to a country where people are living on less than $10 a day, and that's where I'm going to find my spouse. That is the part I have a problem with, because then it becomes very predatory, very creepy, and just kind of inappropriate. But again, when you throw in the financial inequity and the patriarchal system of preying under both youth as well as this gender disparity and the privilege that comes with that, I am not with it. I'm not with it.
Okay, lady, it's great that you have more money than God, and your biggest struggle is choosing which high-end resort to meet men at. But stop for just a second and listen to what else you just said. Women in your country don't respect men that aren't doing well. So what's a man supposed to do when he's not dripping $100 bills from every orifice in his body? How lucky for you that you can go hobnob with the rich and famous. But you do know not everyone's as fortunate as you, right? You say that people should find someone on their own economic level. But if a man who's not doing well isn't wanted there, what's he supposed to do? Just give up because Western women aren't interested in the contents of his wallet? Or maybe they can find a place where women won't reject them for their lack of resources, like the Philippines. What's wrong with that? It's amazing that when you find your level, it's just fine. But when a man does the same thing, it's creepy, predatory, and inappropriate. And of course, it somehow involves the dreaded patriarchy. But even when all your arguments have been thoroughly destroyed, you've still got your favorite go-to tactic: anger.
Well, fuck you. Go away. Go find your women wherever you want if you're not satisfied. I don't know what to tell you. If you want a woman who barely even speaks English and just has to suck your dick, go for it.
Triggered immediately. Well, F you then. Just go overseas. We don't need you. Whatever. Bye, loser. You see the anger? Do you see that?
Yeah, I saw it, Bo. I saw it. But there's also some good news for the passport bros. Some Western women actually get it, like this classy lady.
Why are you mad because men are choosing to go out of the country, passport bros, and use their passports to get women that are feminine, fit, beautiful, inspiring, kind, cooperative, and submissive? Women that have traditional values. Why are you mad about that? Here's the thing. The passport movement, passport bros, this is not a new concept. Men in the military, guess what? Many of them have wives that they met outside the country. Okay, so this is not a new concept. And you know what else? My son-in-law is actually half Filipino. That's right. His mom's from the Philippines and his daddy is Black. It's not a new concept, y'all.
And for the final clip of the day, let's hear from a little fireball named Dee to give us the big picture.
Well, I'm just curious as to why So many modern women are confused as to why men are leaving, why we have the passport bros and men who are deciding to look for women elsewhere. And some of them seem so oblivious to the point where they really don't get it. Men are looking for traditional women. And most men have always wanted traditional women. But because modern women were taught to go to school, get their education, they were never taught to prioritize marriage, a man, or relationships. They were taught to go to school, get an education, take care of yourself because you don't need a man. Live your life, have your fun in your 20s. Fast forward, here we are. We have a world full of modern women who are independent entrepreneurs, boss chicks. They don't need no man, right? But for a lot of these women, this entrepreneur, boss chick, independent woman lifestyle is not working out the way they planned. Because when you choose that means you may not ever have that family structure, that home, that two-parent home. The majority of these women become single mothers because during that, have your fun in your 20s stage, and then when they hit their 30s and 40s, they were not prepared for that because nobody told you what hitting the wall looks like. You were never taught how to be in a relationship. You were never taught how to treat a man, how to love a man. Also, going forward, we really need to stop trying to shame men into accepting something that they just don't want. And women have to accept the fact that, hey, we've been taught wrong. We've been sold a certain set of rules, and a lot of women ran with it. And now it's the very thing that's holding them back from getting or achieving the things that they say they want.
Yep, that about sums it up. And if you'll humor me, I have a couple final comments of my own. It's highly insulting when people claim that we Filipinas are uneducated, don't speak well, are desperate, and just a slave to a Western man's money. Is it true that we see passport bros as an upgrade to our situation? Of course we do, but so what? Isn't that the same thing you look for in a man, to find someone that makes more money than you do? So why are you bashing us for doing the same thing? Seems a little hypocritical to me. But does it mean we're only looking for money with no love involved? Well, let me ask you the same question. When a Western woman rejects a man who doesn't earn enough, and you do it all the time, does that mean that all you wanted was his money? And the thing you really don't seem to get is that the men who come here aren't choosing underage girls or women from the slums that literally are desperate. They're mostly pairing up with average Filipinas. The beaten down, miserable woman who sold her soul just to get a meal. That pathetic Filipina you seem to have stuck in your heads. She's the exception, not the rule. Well, thanks for joining me, and I'll be back on Friday with an interview you won't want to miss. Till then, folks.
If you think about it, I'm kind of like the girl next door. No costumes, no superpowers, just someone who keeps their eyes and ears open and knows how to get you the information you need when trying to learn about life in the Philippines. I'm familiar with Western culture, and I know my own, so I can be a valuable resource when it comes to all things Filipino. If you enjoy my channel and want to help it grow, please hit the thumbs up button on this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and consider checking out my Patreon page, where you'll find exclusive videos and features. And you can rest assured that I'll be bringing you fresh, high-quality content twice a week. See you around the neighborhood. Oh, I almost forgot. Can I borrow a cup of sugar?
Yeah, no, glad I watched that video, and it's kind of good that she actually threw some of the videos of these cringy Western women, doing these silly videos on TikTok, how so far that their whatever train of thought they came to that goal of thinking that this whole supposed passport bros movement, it's not really a movement that's anything new. It's been happening, well, unintentionally for years. When I'm pretty sure that during the Second World War, out that neck of the woods, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be a load of American men that had met Filipinos up there when they liberated the Philippines from Japan. And obviously, there's bases out near there. I'm pretty sure there's a base near Thailand somewhere. And it's just happening on a larger scale. That's like the only difference, and it's not necessarily military servicemen that are doing it. It's just the every coming Johnny come lately kind of person that has realised what these women offer in the West is not what they're looking for, because they want, for me, for what I was personally looking for, someone's going to support me, someone that's going to be there for me when I'm at my worst, someone that's going to love me unconditionally, that's going to make sure that I've eaten well, she cooks for me, she takes care of me when I'm sick, and just someone that makes me laugh, makes me happy, just these little things. Like, it don't have to be like super rich or anything like that. Just enough to have our own home, maybe run a small, have our own small business to keep ourselves self-sufficient, and to start a family, to get married, to live out there eventually in the Philippines is like the end goal for everything. Excuse me. And it's like how these women are so disconnected from reality because someone has said, oh, these guys are going out to do A, B, C, D, and E, when that's not what they've gone out to do. And yes, I'm pretty sure there's probably been a few occasions where a Western person, a Western man, has gone over there, and the girl ends up being underage. It's literally like with the other woman earlier, they were saying that all these Filipinos and Asian women, they're all underage and all this sort of stuff, and they're predators and all these sort of things. You can't be kind of saying that about people, because once you stamp someone with that kind of accusation, that sticks. But it's all right to stamp any guy with that sort of thing. But then, to be fair, there was that one occasion. Was it I'm pretty sure it was early this year, because I'm pretty sure I did a video on it as well. And there was like some German blogger that was doing these. What's the challenge called? Is it a Jawa challenge or something? But basically, you pay a woman to basically pretend to be your girlfriend for the day. But then he took it one step further and was making it sexual. And then this one time that he did with this girl in the Philippines, she turned out to be underage. So his ass got arrested and he's in prison. And it's straight to prison. The prisons in the Philippines aren't like the prisons you get in the West, where there's TV to watch and you're fed 3 times a day and all this rehabilitation stuff. Like, there's like 20, in some of these prisons I've heard horror stories from, like, Lovely Love. There's a bunch of talking to me about this, if I heard about this German guy, this before I went and saw what he was doing. And she was like, oh, some of these prisons in, like, the best, rich is probably the right, less rich of a town, there's like 15 to 20 people in a prison cell. There's no beds, nothing like that. You sleep on the floor, you don't get pillows, you don't get none of this. So the risk is way too high. My mind is just literally boggled to how, what's the right word? How disconnected from reality these women actually are. And then you look at some of these ones and you can clearly tell they're the whole feminism, which is just another word for man-hating, pretty much. And it's got nothing to do about equality, it's got nothing to do about equal pay and all this sort of nonsense, because it's all a myth. Every bit of it's a myth. Because their whole argument is based on a very small, cylindrical portion, and then then everything, then, oh, just because that's not right, because there's not enough women working here, then that doesn't equate you. It's just like, no. If there was more women going into the hard labour, going into more jobs that you could quote unquote say are male jobs, then things might change. But until they do that, which you can clearly tell that they won't, because women tend to go for more caring and or like kind-natured sort of jobs, like being nurses, doctors, GPs, dentists, and things that are not exactly overly strenuous. Until I start seeing like thousands and thousands of women wanting to be road layers, bricklayers, building houses and things like that. None of that's going to change at all. And just, I'm glad I checked out. I know I flashed my passport, so I'm probably going to get a load of people flashing it, but I don't care. And I've never looked back. And to be honest, this whole thing with it, when they go on about like that they're so poor and all this sort of stuff, I couldn't have been made to feel more welcome anywhere that I've ever been fortunate enough to travel to than when I was with Lovely's family in the province in the Philippines. Everyone in there wasn't like, oh look, it's a white man. It was all, oh hello, how you doing? Nice to meet you. They're just all polite, lovely, friendly, fantastic people, and these disgusting women seriously need a reality check. And it's going to come one way or another, and it's the fact that some of these Filipinas and Asian ladies from this neck of the woods, and I think it's even started with some of the South American women, where some of the men have gone out to South America. They shouldn't have to be defending themselves against some disgusting, evil women that can't hack the fact that some guy that isn't earning multiple three figures isn't picking them, and is rather protecting his wealth that he's rightly earned, and has gone abroad to look for a wife that will actually behave like a wife. Because what reason should a guy over here in the West want to marry a woman? Say he's built up a massive successful business, it is earning him 20 to 30 million a year, say for argument's sake. Why should he then marry where the woman's clearly mainly married him for his money, for his wealth, and for the potential lifestyle she's going to get out of it, to then get bored, divorce him? Then he loses everything. He'll probably lose his business, he'll lose half of whatever money he's got saved, he'll start having to pay for this and pay for that. And marriage is a rip-off in the West, and it is out to get men, and it's why you're seeing more and more men go abroad to avoid this exact reason. But I will leave it there before I go on a complete tangent and go into outer orbit to what I think. But that's just a brief what I think of the situation. But if you like the video, don't hesitate to check out all our other videos. There'll be the most recent upload just on the left and the playlist on the right. And just drop us a like, really helps with the algorithm. And drop us a comment down below if there's anything or anyone you'd like me to check out. Share the video around with everyone. Smash the subscribe button, tap the bell icon to never miss a video. And we'll catch you in the next one, guys.